right, you guys, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. I'm coming right in since I am late. Hello, everyone. As you come into the room, we're just going to get right started today. All right, let me see what's going on. Okay, a lot has occurred this week. Oh my goodness, a lot. I literally I can't even keep up with the news anymore. I can't. I cannot keep up. It's that much stuff that's dropping every day. But today, I'm just going to deal with the global bank. Okay, because it seems as though that's all everybody wants to talk about. And I do want to deal with some people who are trying to uh, get remedy for court cases against some of these corporations. Okay, and so we're still dealing with that too because they're still kind of being assholes in some areas. Okay, so we're still having to get some stuff straight. Um, in some areas where the de facto is pretty much cutting up and still acting as if they're boss. Okay. And they're not boss. I see you, Doc. Okay. All right. So the global bank. If you have an account, as you can see, they sent out a very long, thorough email on 528, which I knew something was going to happen on 528. I just didn't know what was going to happen on 528, but they sent out information on 528 and just giving us an understanding that the bank is opening soon. Great Friday to you, Philly Mama Bear. The bank is opening soon. And as I've been saying forever, you need to start getting your plan together. You need to go start getting your plan together on how you're going to move out. Now, what I have been experiencing really for the last couple of weeks, and I told you guys this was going to happen, we have had such an influx of people that are wanting to now get their status changed. The team that, helps with those documents, they are stretched to the limit at this point. Okay. We're inundated with questions and how do I do this? And I'm not getting responses to emails when I contact the assemblies there. I mean, it's just so much at this point. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew once everybody found out about this bank and once everybody knew that we were getting our credits back, everything was going to explode, which it is starting to really build up. And what we're finding is that the de facto is kind of imploding from the inside out. They're actually imploding. And then on the other side, we have, those that are status corrected that are really starting to gain momentum, really starting to build, you can feel the pressure of the world lessening. Okay. And that all depends on how awoke you are. Hey, Harrison, how are you? And you guys do me a favor, you go ahead and give a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. It helps push it out a little bit more. You'll find that every time you like the live while I'm on, if you'll just do a thumbs up, they'll push it out a little bit further to people so they can hear what's going on live. Okay. And don't forget to follow me on all social media. As you can see, I told you guys I post stuff here and there. So you got to follow me everywhere, literally at I am Dr. Sherry on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And of course, meet us here every Friday on YouTube. And even on YouTube, I post some things, during the week. But I want to start with a very important message. And if you're in a school, you already got that message. But I want to start with a very important message that was dropped in the school that came from Julian Assange, who actually was the one that was a part of the WikiLeaks situation that went on. And what we are in right now, and from the standpoint of what he is talking about, we are in something called NESARA GESARA. NESARA, NESARA, GESARA, GESARA. And let me just kind of summarize what NESARA GESARA is. every so many years, and I can't remember what the years are, so I'm not even gonna quote it because I can't remember what it is. But whatever that number is, okay, amount of years, so many years have to pass, and then globally, the economic structure has to reset. Okay, when it resets, that means that all debts are cleared. All the hardships, the pains of their fiat money, all of that goes away, and they actually do a global reset. And so people have been talking about NESARA GESARA for quite some time. And so this article was released that actually stated people are waiting for NESARA GESARA, but we're actually already in NESARA GESARA. Okay, we're actually already in it. And I know that I know that we are in it, because even on my end, I'm starting to feel lighter. Okay, I'm starting to feel a lot more strength than I would say 6 months ago. 6 months ago, we were still climbing. We were still, trying to, get all of this stuff in position and trying to help people. And now many of us are now stable. Many of us are now stable. We're in position and we're ready. And this is what we try to get so many other people to get into this spot that we're in, to get stable, to get positioned and get ready. And so he was clarifying, we're not waiting for NESARA GESARA. We are actually already living it. We are already in it. And so remember, I told you all of this is connected to a spiritual consciousness, and whether people want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter. It is. And I've said this over and over and over again. Where you are mentally will determine the strength and the energy you have to actually maneuver through all of this that has been created for us. They created this to control our minds, to control our spirits, to control our energy, right? And when you begin to awaken, when you begin to come up out of that sleep, you begin to take all of this control back, and they can't do or tell you anything, because now you know how to maneuver through all of the BS. All right. And so what he explained here was actually a tiered system, and a tier system on how everything is happening. Hi, Shiloh. How are you doing? All right. And so he actually gave a spiritual classification that has always been disguised as finance. And it has. It has. And let me just tell you something that I have always done in my life. And it may be very, very minuscule to you all, but it's something I have always taken very, very seriously. If I'm walking and I see a penny on the ground, I pick it up. And I used to get laughed at for doing that, especially from my relatives. I would get laughed at because they was like, girl, that is just a penny. And I always used to tell them, it's not about the penny though. It's the respect of the money. We know that 100 of these will make $1. And it's a matter of not disrespecting that penny. And I'm telling you, and I tell them this all the time, we could go out and I could see a quarter on the ground, or I could see a cluster of change on the ground. And they say, why is she always the one that can see this and we can't ever see it? And I always try to explain to them, it's bigger than that. It's bigger. I attract it because that's the energy I put out. So if I'm walking past money and it's on the ground, I am going to see it. Okay. And so it's the same type of energy you use when you're living your life. If you're always worried about money, if you're always one that, having to go to work and slave in a system that you can't stand, and you're complaining about that over and over and over again, and you're not putting forth action to do something about it, you're stuck. You're stuck. You're not using your energy appropriately. You guys, all of this stuff is about energy. It's about energy. It's about mental control. And it really, and believe it or not, it's about kindness. And that has a great part to do with it as well. It's about kindness and how you treat your fellow man. All of that is packaged in one. So if you're corrupt and you've done things corruptly and you're a liar and you continue to lie, you're not doing anything but putting that stuff out in the atmosphere, and that's what you'll continue to get back. Now, here or there, you might get some, you might get a little something you think is a blessing. Okay. But I promise you, it will not take you out of that space of true freedom. And that's another thing what people think. People think, oh, I got a little blessing over here, or I got a little check over here. Yeah, but you're still in the same state. You're still in the same mental state. You haven't escaped that mental state. So when you truly live free, okay, when I say living free, that means you control your own time. You don't have to wake up to an alarm clock. You wake up when you want to. Nobody dictates where you have to be, what time you have to be there. When you're in those type of systems, those are slavery systems. Okay. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the true freedom. And so we're in a space now, especially those that have been in our school, for those that, status corrected, for those that have continued on your journey, for those that have those global bank accounts and you continue to press forward and you are now in position, you are literally just waiting. All right. And so again, have the understanding that we are not waiting for Nasara Jasara to take place. We are already in the Jasara part of it. All right. So here he talks about the different tiers. Okay. And there's tiers 1 through 5. And he states that it's about privilege. It's about your level of awakening. And so when I read tier 1, I'm going to read this to you. He says tier 1 is the central banks, G7 treasuries, global dynasties, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. They built the plumbing of the old world, and must now flush it. It's not working anymore, you guys. They are tearing these courts up. They're tearing them up because we're tired. Okay. They're first in line, not because they earned it, but because liquidity must be unlocked through their pipes before it can flood the world. So what does that mean? This old world system, that's where they have all of the trusts locked down. That's where they have all of the gold locked down. That's where they have, all of these, this fiat currency. All of this stuff is locked down. And what's happened is that they're not able to keep the lid on it anymore because they're not there. It's not a revolving door. People aren't paying these credit card companies anymore. People are fighting back in court now, and they can't even get a handle on that because there's so many court cases. I mean, in some states they're 2 years behind in hearing these court cases, literally. Okay, so every day, more and more people are coming into these systems, and they are really putting it in an uproar. And so what he is saying is that they are first in line, even though it's still the old world system, they're first in line to receive it because the BS literally came out of them. So what it is that they can't keep a lid on it anymore. So they're having to take the lid off and allow others now to participate. But do believe when they're taking this lid off and now others can come in, they are getting their pull of it. Okay. Do understand that. Tier 2 is the private banks, USB, HSBC, religious trust funds, the Vatican, elite NGOs. These are the money movers. Many are corrupted middlemen. Some flip sides their role, release, not control. Okay. And so what has happened is that when they say that they're flipping sides, believe it or not, those that are waking up, some are moving to the side of being status corrected now. Yes, some have actually flipped sides. Then we have tier 3, historical bondholders, families with gold-backed debt notes and suppressed assets. These are the forgotten guardians of real value. Their redemption erases fake fiat history and ignites global balance. Okay. Then you got tier 4, who is the military aligned engineers, QFS coders, Intel operatives. These are the shadow architects who tested, secured, and cleared the infrastructure. No spotlight, just encrypted mission success. So these are the people who actually created this new world. Okay, this new world of digital currency that we're moving into with these banks and using these QFFs. Now that's going to be our way of transacting. Okay, then you got Tier 4B. So that was 4A. Tier 4B is you, the awakened, the digital soldiers, the meme warriors, the ones who saw through it all and prepared in silence. You didn't need a paycheck to join the war. Now you wait for the private ping, which is your moment. And then you have the tier 5 people. This is going to be the masses. This is what we're starting to experience right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So many people are wanting to get their status changed now. They've heard about all these deposits that everybody is already getting, and they want to get in position. So the masses, slowly but surely, are waking up. These are the people that have been asleep, unaware, not evil, just late. They'll benefit when the system flips, but with no leverage, no redemption rate, no position, just basic assets. So what we're saying is that there's still masses of people that are still asleep or have heard this and just refuse to listen to it. Okay. And so slowly but surely, some of these people are now starting to wake up. They're starting, and now, yes, I heard about this. I need to learn a little bit more, but they are so behind the 8 ball at this point. Okay. They are so behind the 8 ball. And so where are we now? We are in a place of literally just waiting. Now, in that same article, okay, he did, I don't know if that's the article. It's another article I know I read this week where there was kind of like a timeline that was given, but I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to put it out there because I just don't like to do timelines because people really, they hold on that if you say this date, then they're sitting there waiting. If you say this date, they're sitting there waiting. So I don't like to do that, but I will tell you this. They did release a timeline because it's not just the global bank that's a part of this. There are other private entities that are opening, okay, with these QFS digital currency, this digital currency movement that we're moving to. There are other entities that are opening to do the same thing. Okay. So we got to understand it's just not us. Okay. It's just not us. There is 8 billion people in this world that are waking up. Now, a lot of them are still asleep, and that's okay. They'll wake up eventually. God told mighty no. They'll wake up eventually. But for right now, and I know that those that have been in my school, I know that y'all are well educated, and you're in position, and you have your plan, and we are ready. And that's all we were expected to do was to not get ready, to be ready. And we have been in position for months now, literally just waiting. Okay. And so what I want you to understand, we got to change our terminology into saying it's not that we're waiting for it to come. It's already here. It literally is already here. And I want you to understand that it's not like we're waiting for something to be put somewhere. We're past that. That's why I need you to really understand we are already in Nasara Jasara. It's already here. We're already living it. We're already free. So you need to really start thinking that in the surroundings that you are in. Okay, you really need to start believing that. You really need to start living that because it is true. Now, if somebody's listening to this and they are clueless to what I'm talking about, I can't help you. Just like I went and studied, you're going to have to do the same thing. Just like I went and I have an understanding of clearly who I am and how to maneuver. And even if it sounds ridiculous to you, it doesn't matter. And I say this all the time. You don't have to believe it. It doesn't mean it's going to stop. And that's what people got to get. Just because you don't believe it does not believe it's going to stop. And those that have been in the school, we've had several people around us not believe. Family members, friends, people told us we were delusional. We were crazy. What you talking about? Everybody got to go out and work. No, you're not even supposed to work. The work that you do is in your gift. Your gift will make room for you. They told you right there in the King James Bible, but half of y'all don't even believe that. They gave you the whole script right there, what we're supposed to be doing, and the books that were taken from us, and from the scrolls and that information, it is given to us divinely anyway. So we still get it if you're in position. Okay. So you have to be in position. So I just wanted to say that because I know some people are really watching this channel now where it comes time, for these Friday lives on replay. And I just wanted to really stress that point because some people have watched this and they watch every last one that I have done and they're still sitting there. And I keep telling you, it's not going anywhere. You just got to decide when you're going to finally jump on the ship. Okay. Because that little ship, and I'm purposely saying ship because we have taken back ownership of the seas too. They don't own nothing. Okay. We taking back ownership of all the water, everything. Everything, the beaches, the water, the ships, it's all ours. Okay. We're not giving over anything to any demonic entities anymore. If you don't act right, live right, and be right, you don't have control over anything. Because everybody, this new space, this new world that we're moving in, everybody's going to act right. Everybody's going to do right. Everybody's going to live right. And if you don't, you will be called out. Can't y'all see what is happening for the news that they are putting out? Can't you see how some of these neighborhoods, these kids are banding together to beat down some of these entities that are coming into their space? Can't you see what's happening? People are tired. Okay, there is an uproar of people taking over their spaces, over their lives, over their communities. So that's where we're moving to. That's why we keep saying it's not like this has to come. We are already in the Sara Jasar. It's not even about just fiat money. Okay, it's about energy. It's about energy, and those that are moving right and living right in the right way. You are like a magnet and you're attracting that type of energy and it's coming back to you. All right. So every week we're going to keep coming on, and 1 week we're going to come on and we're going to say, it is done. We're going to say, it is done. Okay. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. When I say it is done, that means that switch has been turned on and now we're in a new space. Okay. Now we are living in the new world that has already been prepared for us. We're at the door, literally. The hand is actually on the knob. And so if you are part of the Global Bank, you see the community, you saw that communication that came out, and that's just not the only one. It's so many other pieces of communication that has come out, not just from the Global Bank, but other platforms that I'm on. It's information coming from everywhere at this point. So those that are awake, you know what's about to happen, okay? And in our school, and I can't remember who posted it, but somebody even posted that in Florida, Governor DeSantis just signed his order that Florida will now accept gold and silver for payment. You guys, I keep trying to tell you, it's right in front of us. If you can't see it, listen, I'm going to say it again. We can't help you. This is something between you and the Most High. I can't help you. I can't help you. The whole state of Florida now, he just signed an order that the whole state of Florida, starting July 2026, will now accept gold and silver for payments. So literally, I could go get a house and I can pay it in AFD starting July 2026. Okay? So if a house is $1 million, what I'll do is I'll take I'm going to show you how we'll figure this up because, I got Land and Soil Property Group. So, we help those buy and sell real estate in all 50 states, and we cut out the middleman and we save you a lot of money. I've been doing this for months now, but I've been doing it on the low because I'm trying to attract people who really are awakened and really want to come out of the system. We're teaching you to truly own your property. But let me show you what that's going to be. So let's just say I was going to buy $1 million. Let's say $2 million, because in Florida, to really get a nice one, you want to spend about $2 million. You get a nice one with $1 million, but $2 million to really put you in there. So let's just say that I want to buy a house for $2 million, and we know, let's just say the going rate for the gold that day is $3,500. Let's just say the gold by that time would be $3,500 an ounce. Well, we know we take 10% of that, and one AFD is equal to $350 US. So I'm going to divide that by 350. So I will only need 5,714 AFDs. Put in chat how many AFDs we get a month. Put in chat, I'm trying, that's not stopping you guys. Put in chat how many AFDs we get a month. So if I would only need, if I could go into my AFD account and I could transfer 5,700 AFDs to buy that $2 million house, and put in chat how many AFDs we get deposited in our global bank a month. And this is in Florida. I'm trying to show you guys how this is going to work in real time. Okay. So we get $5,280 of AFD deposit a month. So if I was your land and soil property consultant, because that's what ours is called. We don't call them realtors or real estate agents. Our representatives are called land and soil property consultant. So as your property consultant, I will consult you into negotiating that down to $5,280, and we can have it in your account the next day. Do you see how this is working? Do you all understand that this is what's going to be able to happen in Florida starting July 2026? Is this sinking in now? Now that he has signed signed legislation stating that Florida will now allow gold and silver to be used as legal tender. And our AFDs are gold back. Now do you see how every day, not even every month, every day that passes, do you see how the momentum is building? Give me a thumbs up in chat, because I want to make sure y'all understand this. This is so profound. So when those around you are thinking you crazy, ain't nobody crazy over here. You can think it all you want. You can think it all you want. Ain't nobody crazy over here. Okay? We got all our faculties. We know exactly what's going on. But the thing about it is that you got to know how to maneuver through this. All right, we got one thumbs up. So I'm hoping everybody else. I knew Harrison was going to get that thumbs up, because he's going to get those thumbs up. Okay, you guys, let me see. I think that's it. So if you're not in the school, you need to get in the school. We start our new Bill University for June, which will start on Sunday. So you can start registering for our Bill University for June. If you've missed all of the Bill Universities, they are actually in the school. We have all of them from the first one we did. And for those that don't know what Bill University is, every month we teach you a new remedy on how to handle your bills. So right now, I think we are moving on to remedy number 8. Okay, so literally, if you're in the school, you have received already 7 remedies. I think it's 7 remedies on how to handle your bills. So every month we take one remedy and I go through it line by line, teaching you what to do and give you the resources to handle that. Okay, and when I'm telling you, it is excellent. It is excellent. I didn't, when I went back and I looked in Bill University homework, I was just so happy because we have all these remedies. Okay. So if you're in the school, if you've missed some of them or all of them, if you go to Bill University homework, you can purchase that whole slew of them. You'll have all the videos, all of the documents that went with the videos. Everything is right there for you. Okay. And that's if you're still in a situation that you're dealing with the de facto and you're trying to get out. And this is what's going to happen, because remember now, we still got a ton of people that are still asleep. A ton of people are literally just starting this journey. And so we have everything laid out, but they're going to have to go through the fire just like we have, because it might be a minute for their AFD to start. You know, just like for some of us, it took what, 6 months for some of you guys for your first deposit to begin? Is that about right? Okay. And they're going to be so inundated with people, just like we're inundated with people right now that's needing help to get their status correction paperwork in order. All right. And it's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. And I don't have any more people on that team that's helping. She hasn't hired anybody out to assist. I know she might be hiring out real soon to get, more people. But right now, our staffs are kind of like the same. And but the paperwork and the influx of people needing assistance has increased. So it slowed us down just a little bit, but we're still under that 7 days. So right now we're still able to get your paperwork and everything turned back to you, returned to you completed within 7 business days. So that's still working. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. We did about 30 minutes today, which is good. I gave you a lot of meat, a lot of information. So don't forget about Bill University. How to Win in Court is coming up too. I'm trying to think right now what I'm going to do with that, because I get so many people that are needing assistance with that. And so I'm just trying to ponder in my mind how to get more of the mainstream to come in to be able to participate in How to Win in Court. Okay. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Y'all know I love you. I'm telling you. Listen, some of y'all have been here since our very first private life show. Y'all know we're hitting like 40 shows now. Isn't that unbelievable? I mean, we've been in this for like almost 40 weeks, which was just, it's unreal to me. It's unreal to me. Okay. All right. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Okay, you guys. So again, if you haven't joined the school, there's the link right there, newstatusnewlife.com. If you're in the school, as I hear information, I will drop it in there for you. Okay. Some stuff that have dates and stuff on it, I'm not going to give y'all that because I already know y'all going to be blowing me up. Okay. But just like I told you, 528, and I told you just, something's going to happen. I put one little poster in there about 528, if y'all remember. Okay. I put one little poster about 528, and sure enough, something happened on 528. All right. So I promise you, when I know for sure that date is that date, which I've heard some sprinkle of a date, but I ain't saying nothing yet because I know how they can flip the script. I'm very cautious about that. But let's just say soon. Okay? All right, you guys. Love you, love you, love you. Until next time. Bye.